ever show up to a session and realize that you forgot your dice or minis or even the plot? That's why I carry this. Let's check out what's inside my DM bag, aka my kit for chaos. Quest Giver's Guide here, and let's go through my bag. Let's go ahead and start off with the bag itself. I bought this from Target, and it has plenty of pouches to do what I need. I used to have a smaller one, and I found myself carrying things under my arm or even bringing my other backpack along. So if you're gonna pick up a DM bag, try to find something that you know will fit everything. The first thing I always take out when I bust out my bag is my roll trays. This is mine that I use behind the screen, and I always make sure I bring some extra in case players forget theirs. Next, I'm gonna show you something that helps me out in every session, and that's my condition rings. These are helpful because when the barbarian rages or the wizard goes invisible, you can kind of keep track of things. They're little plastic rings that you can just stick on top of the mini in the battlefield. I picked these up off Amazon, and I've used them almost every session. Next, it's time for everybody's favorite part, and that's the dice. I picked up this pouch that lets me carry some of my favorites, and you can never have enough dice. Trust me. On one side, I keep mine that I use, and this goes from the first set that I ever got to my newest ones. And on the other side, I like to keep some extras in case players forget theirs. This part's not required either, but I feel like it spices up the game a lot. And that's my minis. The reason why these aren't required is because some players like to do what's called theater of the mind. I do enjoy doing this in certain scenarios, but I also enjoy giving my players a visual and laying out a TV table with an area of the location or if they're in a battle. I love this case that I picked up. I found it at Hobby Lobby or some other kind of hobby store, I don't remember, but it's actually a bead organizer and it works great. And trust me, I've tried many options and this is just what I found out works. Now I will say, it can't fit everything, but it's nice to have maybe a larger organizer at home, and then you can pull out what you need for your sessions and kind of keep your everyday ones like goblins or pirates or horses. If you guys want to see one of my favorites, it's actually my Drider mini. This guy took out a couple players in a 3-year-long campaign. Yikes. On the topic of minis, I also picked up a little case of animals from the store. This could be good to set up scenes, or I had a druid my last campaign and he would always ask me, "Hey DM, do you have a mini for that?" Which I would respond, "In the box." Another tool that I think is quite underrated is my note cards. I like to carry these because if I want to tell a player a secret and don't want to pull them outside the room and just want to write something quick down and then pass it across the table, I can use these. They're also good for just writing quick notes. On the topic of writing things down, I always keep my DM notebook with me. This houses all of my secrets, so don't try to steal it. I will say I'm a little bit old school in the sense of I like to write things down. Most of the time I will transfer them over electronically afterwards, but I like doing my recaps in here, and then if the players make me make up a random NPC on the spot, most of the time it goes in this. Going back to the topic of combat, I'd like to keep with me what I call my roll tracker or initiative tracker. This is something that one of my players made for me where I can track all their initiatives on this sheet and then also track the order of combat. It's nice because I can use dry erase markers on them and just erase it when I'm done. I also tend to use the backside to make notes or share something funny. One thing that I carry with me occasionally, and in a second you'll see why I say occasionally, is all of my books. I like using these and referencing them, but they're kind of clunky to carry around. So that's why I do most of everything on my laptop. The reason why I like using my laptop is because it's a one-stop shop for everything. I'd like to keep my primary session notes on it. This consists of things like important NPCs I need them to meet, important plot points I need them to hit, or locations. I also use a TV table for all my encounters, so I can run it off of this and keep all my maps and everything in one place. Also, do you remember when I said all these clunky books? I can keep them all on here. And I can also search things quicker on here than I can in one of these. But enough of that. There's one more thing that helps set the mood, and that's my speaker. This is great for playing music or mute music. I tend to use this app called Pocket Bard, and if you sync it to your Bluetooth speaker, you can set a mood perfectly. There is one obvious thing that you don't see on the table that every DM needs, and that's a DM screen. The reason why I didn't put it in this video is because I want to make a short about it, and if it doesn't fit in the bag, it didn't make it in the video. There's also some other trinkets that I occasionally carry around with me, like my inspiration coins, and I'm also going to make a short about those. I will say on a final note, I know all of this can be overwhelming, and this is just what I carry with me. I've been doing this for years and have just figured out what I like to keep in my bag. So just take these as ideas. You don't need to take this as something that you have to put in your bag. To close this out, take the time to hit the like and subscribe button and follow me along my journey. This helps me out, and I want to make more long videos about things like book reviews or reviews on D&D equipment. Check out my Instagram in the link below for more content. Quest Giver's Guide, peace.